Hi, my name is Molly Yanus, and I'm with Echo Consulting, and thank you for joining me this evening. I want to talk a little bit about this fantastic book I'm reading. It's called The Company of One: How Staying Small is the Next Big Thing in Business. It's been a fantastic book to read in the first couple months as I'm starting out on my own with Echo Consulting. And I wanted to just share a couple of the quotes that have really resonated with me and how I'm thinking about that as I think about how to grow my company and also how to grow myself as an individual and a project manager. So I want to start off with a story about 18-year-old Molly, senior in high school, and we were doing those, they're called superlatives, where your class votes for best smile and best eyes, and I got voted most likely to succeed, and I was super excited and proud, and it was the first time that I thought about what success really meant. And I have to admit, at that time, it definitely included a lot of dollar signs. I think I wanted to be a lawyer and had political aspirations, and it definitely included managing a lot of people and having a really cool title in a big company. It's changed a little bit. I've chosen Vermont as my home, and I have a beautiful family, and I love to travel, and definitely life balance has become more of a cornerstone of what I'm looking for in terms of what success means to me. But this book has been fantastic in talking about how too often in business we think of success as, companies that are growing just for growth's sake. So, companies that are bigger have more employees, companies, that have more dollar signs associated with them. But that many people in my generation especially, this new kind of small job market, really actually view growth in terms of more from an individual standpoint, in terms of having an expertise that they feel really great about, and growth more as like an individual than as a corporate ladder. And so as I think about what I mean when I'm thinking about growth and success for Echo Consulting, it's definitely way more focused on how I can select the right clients and the right jobs so that I, one, feel passionate about it so that their mission is aligned with what I care about, but also so that it's not just a point A to point B and delivering and then being done, but more of a long-term relationship where there's really an opportunity to provide longer-term process improvements. So like one of my examples with a fantastic client that I worked with for about a year was I was in a meeting and we're wrapping up, and one of the key stakeholders was like, is there any risks or issues anyone wants to talk about before we head out? And I was so happy because it's like it's always my ending line, and it's being like, really being able to bring that change. One of the things that I think as project managers, like, oftentimes we just don't spend enough time on or budget enough time is on that change management piece, that adoption and that buy-in. And so I love getting to work on projects and with teams that I can provide kind of that lasting value in that relationship. And it's not just the project, when the project's over, I'm out, but instead like I keep those relationships. So anyways, it's picking the right clients for that. So anyways, a couple of quotes from this book that have really resonated with me. So the first one is, purpose is what drives you to succeed and defines what success is. So when I think about purpose, right? So on an individual level, right, it is obviously, you want to be able to sustain a lifestyle that you enjoy, and you want a career that, makes you feel good about yourself and makes you feel engaged, etc. From a purpose, from more of a professional standpoint, as a business owner, it is, I want to have project management be about representing a client and a longer term result than just a single project. I want to be able to really wow clients. So it's being able to get to a situation where I really can pick and choose clients that I know I can provide the most value to, and being able to give those sometimes hard messages, and just in terms of like, I know that you want to hire me for this tool evaluation, but I really think that what you need instead is to focus on your process and the breakdowns in your process now. And so that by the time you get to the tool, you actually have the data you need in order to make the right call. So sometimes those messages are hard. And as an employee, sometimes you don't have the control to be able to deliver the message you want. But really, with Echo Consulting, my purpose is, being able to have that control and deliver those messages and maintain those relationships. A lack of purpose will keep you focused on the short-term gains rather than long-term sustainability. So this is something I've seen a lot, as well as something I've always struggled with as a competitive individual, right? So too often I get blindsided. So an example, in the last couple of months, I got really excited. I had a lot more work than I thought I was going to starting out. And I started putting goals associated with like, oh, I want to make this much, or I want to land this number of clients. And my husband's amazing and I have some great mentors and they really brought me back in and just being like, is that really your mission? Is that really what you want to focus on? Or were you looking for balance? And if you want to wow, what about overcommitting? And so they really drew me back in and saying, you know what, they're right. That's not really what I'm looking for. I want to do this to provide a balance and to be able to really wow my customers. And that means saying no. And I've had to say no, and it was a hard experience for me, but I think it was best for me and the client. And so definitely a learning experience, but being able to make that call was an important learning for me. Last quote. It's not so much what you do as how and why you do it. So I think this was really important as to why I chose to go the route of Echo Consulting, starting my own company versus working for a larger client or a larger direct hire employer. So you can do project management as a direct hire. You can do project management, internally just for your own company or as consulting. But when I think about how and why I do it, it's not just to deliver from point A to point B. It's not just to follow a plan or complete a checklist. Like, I really believe that project management is a lot more than that. It is being able to provide lasting change, to really be a driver of adoption and foster buy-in and really provide teams with a safe space that they can bring up those risks and they can be honest about what's going on and what the right mitigation plan is. And so it's fostering those positive team environments built on trust. It is leading by example. And so, yeah, as I think about what I want to do with Echo Consulting, it is not just managing projects, but it is teaching other people by example how to manage projects, whatever those look like for them. So anyways, thanks for joining today. I highly recommend this book. It's called The Company of One. And it really talks about, it's not only for, single individual freelancers, it is talking about, even within large companies, how you can focus your competitive nature, especially for me, on improving yourself and improving the product or the service that you offer. And it's focusing on what success is, and it doesn't need to be a dollar amount, and you don't need to grow just for the sake of growth because that's what everyone defines success as, but you can really define what success is for you. And I think it's a great reminder for everyone in and out of business. So again, thank you. Have a great night, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.